Hi, my name is Ariana, and I'm with Concordia Schroeder Library. Today, we're going to be going over Databases 101. This is meant to be more of a general overview of the various databases that we provide here at Schroeder Library. If you have any more specific questions regarding our databases, if you're watching live, please feel free to reach out in the chat. If you're watching this recording on our YouTube page, feel free to check out some of our other past workshops in our other playlists of past workshops, or to reach out to us at librarian@cui.edu, and we'll be happy to help you. So we're going to start out with what is a database? Basically, a database is a organized system of information to ease retrieval and access to that information. One of our most popular ones is OneSearch, which can be found on our main homepage of www.cui.edu/library. The first one we'll start with is our most popular one, OneSearch, which is here on our homepage. This is a sort of main database where you'll be able to access a variety of other resources, not only from our physical library catalog of all the print books we have, but also some of the various databases and articles that are held in the other databases, such as EBSCO and JSTOR and others. But that can be accessed through here by either clicking Advanced Search and then typing in your terms. You can also see over on this side, it has some of the other databases listed that you can include or exclude depending on what you're looking for, such as over here, we have a whole bunch of ones that are in our EBSCO database, which we'll be going over shortly, as well as a few others, such as Nexus Uni, and some other ones. But those can all be searched within the OneSearch database as well. However, I find OneSearch isn't always the best at listening to our limiters, so sometimes it's easier to search directly in those other databases. All those other databases can be accessed also from our homepage, but by going to Research Tools, Research Databases. And then here you'll see quick links to some of our other more popular databases. One of them being EBSCO, which is another sort of database of different databases. It can be accessed by clicking on that link to EBSCO. And you'll see the list of the different databases that you can select. We have Academic Search Complete, which is a great interdisciplinary starting point, regardless of what you're researching. There's a good chance you'll be able to find stuff in there. We have this Alt Health Watch, some American Antiquarian Society stuff. It's going to be historical resources, periodicals, which is a fancy way of saying journals and magazines. We have APA Psych articles and APA Psych info, both great psychology sources. We also have Business Source Elite, CINAHL, which is a sort of healthcare, nursing type journals and resources. Have Communication Source, which you can see is going to be communication, linguistics, rhetoric, speech and language pathology, and that kind of sources. We have our ebook collections. Those are both housed in EBSCO, as well as Education Research Complete, ERIC. If we have any of our psychology students, EBSCO is also going to be where you can find the Mental Measurements Yearbook. A lot of people think that's a physical yearbook. It is actually a database of those different sources in the context of what we have access to. And it can be found in EBSCO. And then we also have some other sources. One other that I want to direct you guys' attention to is our Science Full Text, as well as Sports Discus. These are going to be great science sources. Sports Discus is going to be a little bit more of the athletic side of the sciences, whereas the Science Full Text will be more of the sort of geology, biology, those kind of sources. But we have all these great databases held within our EBSCO database, and you can search them either individually or you can select as many as you want and search them collectively through the EBSCO host database. Next, we have JSTOR. JSTOR is a great resource for the sort of more humanity subjects, liberal arts, kind of English, history, even art a little bit. Those can be searched all through here. And JSTOR is also one of those sort of databases of different databases, but they're a little less upfront about it than EBSCO is, in that they don't let you select the individual ones. They just search all of them, which is helpful. Uh, However, you can narrow it down by journal filter. I find this feature works best at the next step after you've already searched your search terms. Otherwise, it can sometimes narrow it down a little bit too much, and you won't be able to find sources that are out there and available for you, uh, just because sometimes it limits it too much too fast. But we also have JSTOR. JSTOR has another super neat feature in it that I do want to bring up. It has a tool called Text Analyzer that can be found under Tools, Text Analyzer. And in this database, you can drag and drop an article if you found an article that's close to what you're looking for, but maybe just off, or maybe you found the perfect article and you're trying to find more. You can drag and drop that article here. It's going to think about it, and then it'll bring back a variety of what it understands to be the key terms associated with that article, as well as a variety of articles that it thinks are similar. It will also give you the option to adjust those search terms, as you can see here, where you can say, maybe this one we don't really care about, but this is the aspect that we care about, and this one's important, and this one's less important. If it's missing a term, you can type it in here. It'll also give some additional terms that were relevant, but maybe not as relevant enough to be added into their prioritized key terms. And then you'll see that as we add things, um, these resources will change and adjust to try to better fit within the criteria and terms that you're looking for. A great way to help identify and find additional key terms if that's something you struggle with. And again, that is available on our JSTOR database. Hopping next, we have Nexus Uni, previously called LexisNexis. Nexus Uni is a great resource if you are looking for legal sources or business information, as well as they have some political science sources as well, where you can search either individually or collectively through here, depending on how specific your research is. If you're looking for court cases, law reviews, all that information can be found on this database as well to help you with your research. Next one we have is Naxos Music Library. This is a musical streaming service where you have access to a variety of different music performances. A lot of it is mostly classical, but there is some more modern stuff as well, depending on what you're looking for. This one can be helpful if you're taking any of our music courses and they want you to hear specific performances. A lot of these can be found here. For any of our music majors, there are specific playlists of some of the relevant pieces that they will want you to listen to. But that is all available on our Naxos Music Library, as well as some limited information about the musical movements and composers and artists and all that kind of stuff. However, if you are looking more for music sources, Oxford Music Online is going to be a better resource for you. That is one down from that Naxos Music one. And it can be found here where you can get information on different types of instruments, musical eras, regional music information, as well as all that more kind of academic side of musical research. Uh, right in between our two music resources, we also have our Nursing Reference Center Plus. This will be a great source for any of our nursing students or anyone interested in the healthcare profession. We have a variety of skills videos. There's information on diseases, drugs, healthcare management, continuing education type sources as you continue your own education beyond the classroom. Um, you can look up some of the different drugs, and we have their drug guide as well as you're kind of learning some of the different resources that you'll need to be able to continue in your career as you embark on that. In addition to Oxford Music Online, we also have Oxford Reference Online. This is like a big digital version of an encyclopedia or of a dictionary all in one place. You can explore different subjects and see some of the different stuff that's involved in there. For example, we could continue our study of music. We could look into society and culture, uh, performing arts, linguistics, history, all that kind of stuff, philosophy, all here, and we could explore some of the different resources that are available here. Our second to last database that we're going to be covering today is called Telos. Telos is another database that we have that has access to politics, philosophy, critical thinking, culture. It's basically a sort of journal type database of their past publications, but you can explore some of the different topics here and just kind of read through some of the articles if there's one that you found that is of interest to you in your research. So next, additionally, we also have our A to Z databases, which is going to have a few more databases than the one we've covered. We also have our individual EBSCO databases again that we have access to. We have a couple other ones, sort of like that Telos, such as this Bulletin Journal of Organic Chemistry or the Cochrane Library. Cochrane one is going to be a more medical stuff. Um, yeah, clinical trials and that kind of thing, as well as Belston Journal, obviously organic chemistry. Those are more sort of specific databases that are available to you open access, but will not necessarily show up in OneSearch or any of our other databases, but you do still have access to them to research and learn about the resources inside them. Hopping back, one that I want to direct your attention to is available under P. This is one of our newest databases. We have recently acquired a subscription to ProQuest databases and theses, or ProQuest dissertations and theses database. That can be accessed by going to the A to Z, hitting that P, and then you're able to access the ProQuest. And then from here, you can scroll and type in your terms and research different databases. This is a great way to see what are some of the up and coming topics in your field of study, where you can see what other scholars are researching and learning about, and just find more the most up-to-date resources on the research going on in your field and some of those topics. And we also have PDQ Open. It's very similar to the dissertations and theses global. However, that's only going to be the ones that are available open access. So you're going to have access to a few more if you click on the PQDT global, as that one will give you a few more to work off of. But that brings us to the end of our overview of databases. For those of you who are live, we have the opportunity for you to test your knowledge with some potential prizes. For those of you who are watching, you're welcome to play along at home and hopefully join us next time. Let me go ahead and switch my screen.
I'm using my phone for Kahoot. I mean, for Zoom. I won't be able to join the Kahoot.
Okay. It's fine. If we have any of our other viewers who would like to join, who are able to join, I'll give 1 or 2 more minutes, depending on what I hear in terms of limitations. If you want to play along in the chat, you're welcome to do that as well. All right. We'll go ahead and get started unless I hear any requests to wait. So our first question is, which of these is not a current library database? We have ProQuest, LexisNexis, EBSCO, or JSTOR. Is correct. LexisNexis is not a current library database. It has been upgraded to Nexus Uni. We do still have all those great resources, just under a new name. So next question is, what is a database? Is it a collection of information? Is it Google? Is it a collection of structured information organized for discovery and retrieval? Or is it an information navigational tool? Correct again. It is that collection of structured and organized information for discovery and retrieval. And true or false, EBSCO is a database of databases. And that is true. Next question is, which database should you go to if you want to find dissertations? Have EBSCO, ProQuest, Oxford Reference Online, or Telos? That is correct. We want to use ProQuest. That's going to be that main hub of dissertations and theses. Although there is a EBSCO database you can also access, not directly through EBSCO, but you can find it on our the theses and dissertation research guide available on our website as well. So, true or false, the library has a database of musical available to be streamed online. That is correct. And our next question will elaborate a little bit more on that, which is which library database lets you stream music? Is it Oxford Music Online, Naxos Music Library, Telos, or Spotify? Correct. It is Naxos Music Library. So next we have which is the best database for legal sources and court cases? And the correct answer is going to be Nexus Uni. LexisNexis is what it used to be called. However, it is now under the name of Nexus Uni. So which database offers that really cool text analyzer tool? Is it EBSCO, Nexus Uni, JSTOR, or Telos? JSTOR is where you'll find the text analyzer tool. Where can you find sources related to politics, philosophy, critical theory, and culture? Is it Oxford Reference Online, Telos, Nexus Uni, or Naxos Music Library? And the correct answer we're looking for is Telos. In the more abstract version, you may be able to find all those types of resources in any of those databases, but Telos is going to be the main one that specifically focuses on all those things together. So which database should you use to find articles related to education and education-related topics? Is it ERIC, Academic Search Complete, Education Research Complete, or all of these? Correct answer is all of these. All of these would be great resources if you're looking for articles or resources related to education and topics associated with education. Next question is Science Full Text Direct can be found in which of these databases? Is it EBSCO, JSTOR, Telos, or Oxford Reference Online? And the correct answer is EBSCO. So our next question is, which of these is not a database recommended for finding resources on psychology? Is it PsycArticles? Is it Communication Source, Academic Search Complete, or PsycInfo? And Communication Source is going to be the least likely out of these four to bring back resources focused on psychology and psychology-related topics. PsycArticles and PsycInfo are going to be great ones, and as I mentioned earlier, that Academic Research Complete or Academic Search Complete is going to be a great just interdisciplinary database to start with, no matter what you're researching. Next one is Mental Measurements Yearbook is available through EBSCO. True or false? That is true. As I mentioned before, Mental Measurements Yearbook, despite its name, is not actually a book. It is a database of resources which can be found through EBSCO. Second to last question, which is the best database for healthcare resources? Is it Nexus Uni, Nursing Reference Center Plus, Telos, or ProQuest? Correct answer is that Nursing Reference Center Plus. Last question. Why should you use library database over other options? Is it because there are more reliable scholarly sources? Free, aka no paywalls? Is it access to limiters not available through Google Scholar, such as that peer-reviewed button? Or is it all of the above? And the correct answer is all of the above. By using our library databases, you have access to scholarly, more reliable articles. They are free without paywall through the library. Sometimes it may have to be through an interlibrary loan, but it will be free and you won't have to pay for it. And you will have access to those limiters not available through Google Scholar, such as being able to limit your results to peer-reviewed results, like your professors will want you to use. So let's give a round of applause to the only participant who played and our winner for tonight. Player one, go ahead and stop by the library after this workshop and we'll get you your prize. But that brings us to the end of our workshop. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out either in the chat or via email. I'll go ahead and end the recording here for our friends watching later. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to reach out if you have any further questions that we can help you with.